What's up? Today I'm gonna start looking into our starting point guards for the 2023-2024 season, ranking them kind of all NBA. There's gonna be three here, three slots for all NBA point guards, potential all stars, star player, solid starters, and then people who I think would be better off the bench. So, well, let's just get into it. Damian Lillard, I feel like that's a pretty easy all NBA. Didn't see much last season, but him next to Giannis is going to be literally unstoppable. The pick and roll is going to be ridiculous. So I think that's a pretty easy all NBA there. Fred Van Vliet, I kind of see him as he's an all right starter. He had that one All Star season, but since his efficiency's been pretty awful, and I quite frankly don't see him improving much in that regard with the Rockets because he's probably going to get more shots. But I think he's an all right player. There are games where he'll go off and be really good, but overall, I think he's a pretty good starter. Bradley Beal, go potential all star. He's not going to get as many shots as he did in Washington with Devin Booker, KD. I don't think he would get an all star appearance over those two. He's going to be good, more than likely. His defense is going to be absolutely awful. But he could very easily score 20 on your head. So I potential all star, possibly very big potential. Russ, personally, I think he would be best used as a six-man spark plug off the bench that runs the second unit. I think that is kind of where he is right now in his career, which is it's not bad. I just think that would be where he would be most effective. Cade, honestly, haven't gotten to see much from him, but you know, I I'm gonna probably have to go with potential all star because we don't know where he's like I don't know. Like I just don't know with Cade. I think he's gonna be good. He's shown flashes of being really good. His shooting needs to improve, but as a running the offense type of player, I think he does pretty good on that. Now we have Tyus Jones. Personally, um, he's pretty good. He's playmaking is also pretty good, but he's also someone who I also think I just said also like 15 goddamn times. But I think he is a running the bench type of player. Tyrese, potential all star, especially this coming season, because I think the Pacers are going to try and make a push for a play in spot. I think he's going to be really kill it this next year. Same thing with LaMelo, although I'm not so high on the rest of his team, but he's really good. His defense needs to be improved, but his playmaking, him being able to run the offense he's really damn good with that. Um, Jalen Brunson, also a potential All Star next season. He very nearly got it last season. I don't really see him going away from that. So I can see a potential All Star appearance for him. Josh Giddey right now, solid starter, very solid. Like him a lot. I'm just I'm about like 70-30 on whether or not he's already kind of hit like this is him. This is his how he is as a player. I'm not sure where else how much more he'll improve. John Morant, he's a star player when he's not being dumb. Um he's one of the most fun players to watch. I was a big fan of him coming out of his draft, but I think he's a damn good player. Same with Darius Garland. That's a star player right there. Dude's killing it. Him next to Donovan Mitchell, the offense on there is insane. Defense is not good, but you know, he's a smaller point guard. You can only hope that he tries. uh, Jamal Murray, star player. He's playing next to Jokic, so he's pretty good. Coming off of that injury, he did better than I expected. Darren Fox, also think very easily could be an all-star this next season. I'm pretty high on the Kings. I think they already made the playoffs last season, and I think they're only getting better right now with playing more games together. So I think this is going to be a really fun season to watch the Kings. Colin Sexton, I feel very six man of the year with Colin Sexton type of player. You take him off the bench, he scores like 25 on you for a one night, and you're like, oh God, he just absolutely kicked our ass with offense. He ain't gonna give you much on defense, but that's why it's spark plug off the bench. Markelle Fultz, very solid starter. I really like what Markelle Fultz has become. I think he's great. I think he's really good on the Magic too. They just he's good at running offense. His playmaking's good. His shooting's been getting better. His finishing is pretty damn good. Like he's just an all around solid player. Steph, that's just all NBA. It's Stephen goddamn Curry. That's an all NBA player right there. Ben Simmons. Right now, I think he'll be a solid starter. Now for the 30 million he's being paid, not so great. But I think he'll be pretty decent. He still has the defense, he still has the playmaking. It's just a matter of whether or not he'll score the damn ball. Will he decide that he can score again? We will see. Lonzo, when he's not injured. Solid starter. Playmaking's crazy. Defense is crazy. His spot up three is pretty damn good, much improved. I like him. He basically held together the entire Chicago Bulls. And when he was gone, they were suddenly not very good. So he is that glue player. And you always need a glue player. Lonzo is that guy. Scoot, potential all-star. My pick for rookie of the year. I think he's going to go crazy this coming year. Tyrese Maxey. I personally think he's really going to improve. Especially if they trade James Harden. I think we could see a big jump from Tyrese. So I'm going to go potential all-star because I could see that happening. And I want that to happen desperately. Chris Paul. So I put them both here because I really like, are they going to bench Chris Paul? I don't know. A lot of things I was seeing that looked like they wanted to do both and like start Steph at the shooting guard, which I don't know. That's a little weird. I think Chris Paul in his environment right now would be better running the second the bench. I think he would be really good at that when everybody's off, when Steph needs a fucking break from playing 30 goddamn minutes. You throw Chris Paul in there with some of the other spot up shooters, and you just go, hey, go get some points. Pass the ball to a couple people in the corner, get them a shot, and then you wait for Steph to come back. Trae Young, this one's a little difficult because I'm thinking star player, but at the same time, I'm not that high on the Hawks. I don't think they're going to be that great. I don't think they've really improved almost at all. He also is one of the worst defenders in the entire league. So I'll put him as star player because I think he could be, and he has been. But boy, oh boy, he couldn't defend a fly. That shit would get past him and dunk on his ass. Kyrie, I'd say all NBA if he plays a whole season and doesn't, have a little conniption halfway through the season that keeps him out 2/3. But we'll see. He's one of the best scorers. He's just a damn good point guard when he wants to be. Kyle Lowry, he's a solid starter. He's kind of in that bench player solid starter. He's all right. It's Kyle Lowry. Kind of the same thing with Mike Conley. He's just all right. He's solid. CJ McCollum, once again, he's all right. Makes some shots. He's someone who's he's older. He's okay. He can't defend nothing, but he'll get you some shots. Hit a couple 3 balls, and you'll be like, all right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, CJ. Ayo Dosunmu. Only reason I put him here is because Lonzo Ball is probably out forever, and which means he's their next point guard. However, he really should just be on the bench. Coming off the bench, score like 15, go back. That's pretty much it. Kind of my same view of D'Angelo Russell. You don't really need a super ball dominant player when you got LeBron running the offense, and he's okay. Trey Jones, brother of Tyus Jones. I'm gonna put him in right now. I could see solid starter. He's pretty good. Now with Victor Wembanyama, he'll really be able to show maybe some lobs. I'd love to see that. Then we got Dennis Schroeder starting for the Toronto Raptors because they have nobody else for point guard. Yeah, that's a bench player right there, baby. Now we got these two. I made the little tier list before Drew Holiday got traded to the Celtics. So I'm really Drew Holiday is going to be fucking starting. That's a star player right there. That's an all defense. Derek White, he's not going to start. However, I think he'd be a solid starter if he was. So, yeah. That's where I'm kind of I got the starting point guards for this coming season ranked a bit. That's kind of what I was thinking.